we are here with Mind Explorations, and I am sitting here with Graeme Wood. And not just Graeme Wood, actually, just as a little side note, we have some actual psychotherapists in the audience tonight and in my group. So it's becoming really, really cool and really diverse as well. And people from all over the world, from, well, Scotland to Alaska and somewhere, was it Poland? I think it was Poland, wasn't it? It was Poland. Kate, was it Poland? Just looking at.
I'm actually from Southwest England.
Oh
Yeah.
God,
But originally I'm from Prague. Originally I'm from Czech
Czech
Republic,
Republic.
but I'm working in the UK. So I'm at the moment in the UK, Southwest, etc.
Okay, that's great. Okay, do we need to start over or do we just keep going? We just keep going because that's the way we roll. Sorry, Graeme. I know Graeme
That's
has
all
his own podcast and he does a lot of editing. I don't. So, Graeme, besides
right.
that podcast, hi, welcome to my podcast today.
Accuse me of editing my podcasts.
um, we will get to that, or we can get to that, because you don't actually have anything to sell, which is very sad. No, it's not sad. It's very cool, actually, that you come on just to share your knowledge. And today we will be talking about the power of the pre-talk. And before we get into that, the pre-talk is very important for hypnotherapists. Introduce yourself, please, Graeme.
So I'm Graeme Wood. I'm based in London. My business is Rapid Change Hypnosis, and that's basically what I do, is hypnosis that changes people rapidly. I've been doing this now for 11 years. Before that, I was doing hypnosis for stage and entertainment, and I was doing some corporate wellness days, and that sort of rolled into doing the hypnosis and hypnotherapy. So that's me in a nutshell.
Okay, wonderful. And you are located somewhere in England?
I'm in London. I'm in Twickenham, West London.
In Twickenham. Okay, so if you're local, go see Graeme.
If you're not, see me on Zoom.
If not, then you can see him on Zoom.
Yeah.
So, okay, right. So, why did you decide to focus on the pre-talk today? Because you chose your own subject.
Yeah, mainly because the pre-talk isn't really taught much on any training courses. And a lot of the ones that I've done, the pre-talk is like a questionnaire. And it's not, it's a lot more than that. And so I thought I'd come and talk about the pre-talk. And since I've started working the way I do, with putting an awful lot of emphasis on the pre-talk, I'm getting clients that I want, clients that resonate with me, and clients that I can help, because my pre-talk filters out those that don't really suit the way I work.
Okay, how do you do that?
We all have our own ways of working. You get some who are the energy based and like the fluffy unicorns and the nice soft gentle ones. You get the other, which are over the other side, which is real hard nosed, bang 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 into it. And then you got little bits in the middle. There's someone for everyone out there. So I've always said, before any transformation can begin, there's that moment that determines everything, and that's the pre-talk. And it's more than an introduction. It's where trust is built, where fears are dissolved and minds become open to the possibility. And so whether you're a hypnotist, a coach, or a therapist in another way, the pre-talk sets the foundations for success by shaping those expectations, creating the safety that people are looking for, and turning the resistance they may have into readiness. So I'm here really to show you how I created my pre-talk, but probably more importantly, how you can examine the way you work to create your own pre-talk tailored to the way you work. And
you're going to show us that today?
I'll go through
Yay.
how you can create your pre-talk, or things to take into consideration. So let me just ask everyone here a question. Have you ever had a session where everything should have worked? You know your technique was solid, your inductions were smooth, your words came out absolutely beautiful, but it just didn't work. It just didn't land with the client. We've all had that, haven't we?
Got some people nodding. Yeah. Yes, and some yeses in the chat. Yeah.
So, but have you ever had a client that's changed really rapidly, almost effortlessly, and you thought, I didn't do anything.
Mm.
Like, how's that so easy?
So
What if
why
I
is
told-
that so easy?
So, yeah, yeah, but why? Yeah, why did that happen? Right, what did that happen? What if I told you the difference isn't what you did during hypnosis, is what happened before it ever began, and that will be your pre-talk. It's the most underestimated, underutilized, and frankly undermastered tool in hypnotherapy, because the session doesn't begin when you say close your eyes. It begins the moment the client starts looking for a hypnotist. The moment they find your website, that's when your pre-talk actually starts.
Mm-hmm. So how would you sorry for interrupting,
Yeah.
but I'm wondering, you don't do any intake calls, any discovery calls, nothing of the kind?
I will have a discovery call with someone if they want.
Mm-hmm.
So when they're from my website, they can either book me straight
Mm-hmm.
away for
Okay.
whatever session, or they can book a discovery call.
Okay. So the
And
discovery call would contain your pre-talk as well?
no, because my pre-talk starts with my website.
Mm-hmm.
If they like what they see on the website, they'll contact me. If they
Okay,
don't like what they see on my website, they won't.
mm-hmm.
So most people think the pre-talk is a polite introduction. It's that conversation. It's a bit of explanation. It's a bit of reassurance.
Yeah.
Maybe clearing up some of those usual myths that you get, like you won't get stuck in hypnosis. It's not mind control. But that's like saying an MOT tester does the MOT on a car by kicking the tires. It's not.
Mm-hmm.
At the core of the pre-talk is about three things. It's managing expectations, shaping the perception, and priming the mind for change. So by the time you actually start your induction, the outcome is often already decided. I mean, how many people have actually fixed a client without hypnotherapy? Just in their discovery call, they've managed to sort the problem out.
Who has? Anyone?
I know
I see
one
some
person here
nods.
definitely
Yeah,
who
there you
has.
go. Yeah.
This really came about for me with stop smoking clients. I was stopping people smoking before I started the hypnotic part. So I was stopping them smoking with the pre-talk about it, with them actually having that understanding, because the outcome gets decided unconsciously, not consciously.
Mm-hmm. So to ask some of the, questions that maybe a beginner would ask, do you have any different pre-talks for different issues or different
Slightly.
clients?
So there is, because the pre-talk kind of needs to address the client, but mainly the pre-talk is building a belief system around what hypnosis is. Now, I can ask everybody here, what is hypnosis? You will all come up with different answers, and none of you are wrong, because nobody actually knows what hypnosis is. So what hypnosis should be to you is what you believe it is, and you create your world around that. And my job as a hypnotist is to attract those people in that believe in what I'm saying. If they don't believe in what I'm saying, I'm not going to be able to work with them anyway, because there's going to be so much resistance between us. So our overall job, so that was another question. Our purpose as hypnotherapists, I think, and this is just my opinion, but it's to change people's behaviors. And there's an old saying in sales teaching that says changing behavior is simple when the info is easy to digest, because once you present the information in a way that's compelling and easily understood, behavior changes instantly. Now, we can deep dive into that and we can pull it apart, but I think the general premise is about right. And it's a good place for us to start crafting our pre-talk.
So it needs to be simple and easily understood.
So hypnosis is simple. If we strip it right down, it's simple. Unfortunately, trainers make it hard, I believe. They make it sound complicated to be able to sell their product. Maybe a little bit provocative, and I'm not one to be provocative.
Not at all.
I think, personally, I think you can be average with inductions. You can forget half your script. You can even stumble on your words, and you can still get phenomenal results if your pre-talk is strong.
You know, I've seen results with no talking at all in a session. But okay, so you were talking about attracting the right kinds of clients.
Yeah. So we all work in different ways, and people by people. So I don't think I've had any one person come to me and say, "Oh, I'm coming to see you because you do this method or that method or that." The things we learn in a child work, CBT, EFT, all the different names and things that we have for things, the clients don't know. What they want to know is this person able to help me? So people by people. And if you get your pre-talk, it's basically selling. For me, my opinion is it's selling my belief in what hypnosis is. It's selling my belief in how I can help you. Now, if someone is listening to what I'm saying or reading what I'm saying and think this guy's shit, they're not going to phone me, which is great, because that's someone I'm not wasting time trying to help when I can't. And all I want to do is help people. But when it attracts the people and think this guy can help me, that first barrier is already down. They've come to me because they believe I can help.
So,
and hypnosis is a belief system. You have to believe it's going to work for it to work.
So that's why, okay, I imagine that since you say, okay, people should not even be booking with you if they don't believe in you, if you haven't, been able to convince them you're going to be able to help. So that's why, okay, when you say having the pre-talk before the session on your website, in your social media already, in the first contact, what would you advise newish hypnotherapists or even more experienced one to do regarding their pre-talk, which is actually much more than the pre-talk? It's really the marketing, isn't it?
It is. And the pre-talk is, I'm not going to go into marketing because I'm not a marketing specialist, but the pre-talk is part of your marketing because it's attracting people. So ask yourself, what is hypnotherapy? What is it that I do? And explain it. Because if you can come out with, to me, I mean, you can say hypnotherapy is a state where I take your mind there. Hypnotherapy is this, hypnotherapy is that. You're all right, because no one actually knows what it is. There's people who will argue with you about it, but I'm inviting you into my world. I'm slightly different road. I don't believe that I do hypnotherapy. I perform hypnotherapy. It's like immersive theatre. When you come into my room, you are joining a show. You're a play. I don't do hypnotherapy to people. I do it with people. It's a collaborative thing. And if I can get that across in the pre-talk, which I do on the website, it's a collaboration between me and you. We work together. You don't just sit on the sofa and I talk to you. If it was like that, I'd just sell you a cassette or a tape or a VHS or bring it up to date, maybe a mini disc or a CD.
Bring it up to date. Jeez, how old are you?
I still have a rotary telephone here.
Okay.
So it's pulling it in. So there are certain things that you do need to always try and get rid of to start with, and that's the preconceptions that people have about why they might not trust hypnotherapy. They might think, oh, it won't work on me, or I'm not hypnotizable, or I'll lose control, or it make me cluck like a chicken. If they turn up into your room thinking anything like that, you're not doing hypnotherapy, you're doing resistance management, and that's a much harder job. So your pre-talk kind of should break down that resistance. And if you look at the 4 core parts of it, the first one is education and safety. So you let them know that they will arrive, or that they'll arrive with preconceptions. Your pre-talk needs to get rid of those misconceptions. And that can be done in person or online, but I like to say with your website, it's easier if it's done on the website.
So, okay, I have a question about that, because somebody, I can't remember who it was, one of the bigger names, said, do not tell your clients what hypnosis is not, So you shouldn't tell them, I'm not going to get your PIN code or make you cluck like a chicken, because then you start them thinking about being a chicken or getting their PIN code. Then you start getting them worried. Is that something you would agree with?
No, not necessarily.
Okay.
Because I think if they have that, I mean, the easiest way to get them not thinking that is just thinking that, you are safe at all times. You're in control. Using that mindset shift into you have the power.
Okay.
What you're doing is you're not really explaining hypnosis as such. You're installing the belief system about hypnosis. I think that's the first task in creating your pre-talk. What do you believe hypnosis is? Sell your belief system, because you're asking that potential client, to step into that world. And I'd say there's no definitive answer, but it's just take time to really examine your own belief and make that the foundation of your work.
So that education part would be different for you, would be different for me, would be different for somebody who does
it'll be different for everyone.
or something similar.
Yeah. I'd say some people they bring in Reiki, they bring in energies, they bring in this, that, and the other. Other people are sit down, shut up, which is kind of more my approach. Most people are sort of float around somewhere, but you're not selling hypnosis, you're selling yourself. And you're selling yourself by creating that belief system, or your belief system. You're selling your belief system.
Okay. So then I've got that education part. What is the next part?
The next part is the building rapport with them. And I know Derek's sitting here, I'm not going to go into that, but building rapport, it's not just being friendly. It's not just small talk. It's not nodding at the right time. It's not mirroring and copying their body language and that lot. Rapport is when the client subconsciously decides that, this person understands me, and I can trust them, and I feel safe with them. And it's not built through perfection. It's built through connection.
How do I do that?
And it's just things you say. It's like you can say, "Oh, I've worked with people who felt exactly like that," or "I understand why you feel that way. It's valid for you to feel that way. It's natural and not uncommon as you may think." The things like that. One, they'll give you an air of authority that you have dealt with that before, but they'll know that they're not alone. Others feel that way. And I think a lot of people, they may think they're the only one that feels like that. They may think they're odd. They may think they're weird.
Very often, yeah.
And once they know they're not alone, they can become open. But as soon as you say something like, that's not a problem, that's easy to get rid of, you're going to lose them, because you're brushing their problems aside, and you're not paying any validity to it. So that's the quickest way to lose rapport. And once you've lost it, you're not going to get it back. So it's being empathetic, listening, never criticizing, just allow them to talk and allow them to validate what they're saying as, well, that's okay, that's fine, that's normal, that's natural. And that will give them the feeling that, actually, I'm not broken. There's not that bad. There is help there.
So we have education, we have rapport. Anything else we need to say about rapport?
There'll be things like they may have these expectations of like, well, how long is this going to take, and what if it doesn't work? You can use that language to change them. It's like, have them as like, what will change when this does work? It's the use of your language. Maybe shift their focus from the problem to the outcome, like doubt to possibility, fear to anticipation, because the brain loves to follow a well-set expectation. And I think encouraging active participation as well, for me, that's an important thing, because they are active in sessions. I don't have people sitting there. I don't read a script at them. They're part of it. And I firmly believe most successful clients are the ones that are actively engaged the actively engaged participants. Obviously, those who do the scriptnosis type stuff, that's fine, because that's the way you're taught. Maybe that's the way you work. But this is just an alternative view.
Okay, just a little quick in-between question. Sorry
Right.
if I'm interrupting your flow of thought. But what does active in your sessions mean? Do you have them jumping,
No, but
around or?
I will ask them for responses. So it's like, and when you've done that, nod your head so I know.
Mhm.
Or, I mean, sometimes I use the swan. I'll use idiomotor movements.
Okay.
I'll allow them to talk to me
Yeah.
if
Okay.
they want to. They are active. They're actually. Maybe I'll come on to a little bit later. Another thing that I do when the client's sitting in front of me before we start the hypnosis, but they know that they actually need to take part in it. They need to do the work because they're in control.
Yeah.
So what I actually do with the client is I tell them what I'm going to do in the session. I tell them how the session is going to go, what I expect them to do, what their role is. Any metaphors that I use, I'll explain beforehand. So when it comes to that metaphor, one of the ones I use quite often is peeling back the layers of an onion to get that shit underneath. So when I get to that, I've primed them beforehand. It's like, it's like when you peel back an onion, sometimes it makes you cry. That actually gives them permission to cry.
Okay, but you don't tell them, I'm going to tell you a metaphor about an onion.
No, but I will
you
say
just
at the
mention the
beginning,
things. Okay.
because I use virtually the same method first time with a client, is one of those things I have is to get to that shit, just to let that shit go, like peeling back the layers of an onion. So when I then have them in hypnosis and I'm doing the session, I'll just say, that's right, yeah, just like you're peeling back the layers and just let that shit go. And it's primed them beforehand. They know what to do.
Yeah. Okay. Right.
And if I'm doing things like I do a lot with, we all work with emotions, is detaching the emotion from that memory. I've got a teddy bear that I use as a prop to say that before. And so again, your pre-talk when they're in the session. So I was going to do this a little bit later on because this is actually while they're here, not beforehand. But if you look at the structure of your sessions, you can see how if you do a similar thing each time, and I think a lot of us do a similar thing each time, we can actually explain that to the client first, so there's no surprises. So when you do mention something, they're not sitting there going, oh, hang on, what's this? I know nothing about this. They've almost given like a step-by-step guide of how you're going to help them get to where they need to go. It's almost like giving them that roadmap.
Okay, so that's what you do in your session, because I usually, I have my clients talk as well, and we go wherever the session takes us. So I don't prepare beforehand. I use their words back to them and their metaphors, etc. But that would be a different style. Then how would I explain it in that way?
That's just do it. I mean, I explain the way I work when the client sits down. We'll have a chat, and it's just really the letting the valve off the pressure cooker and the peeling back the layers of the onions is really the only two things that I use.
Okay, all right.
That's kind of the only two that I use. I use a lot of silence. I use the power of silence just to let the client do what they need to do. And then I'll just sit back and I just read their body language. You can see when there's work going on, and you can see when they can't calm and settle. When they calm and settle, I'll step back in, invite them when they're ready to open their eyes, and just talk to them. And then, okay, do you want to do more? Whatever. Take a deep breath, take them back down, and allow them the time to do it. Yeah. So I work very, very much content free and with lots and lots of silence.
So you do tell them ahead of time there will be times when I'm silent, or?
Yeah, they'll know. Yeah, I'll say that. And that's just really, so while you're doing the work, I'll still be here. You'll hear me moving around. Might hear me do things. Might hear me go onto Amazon and order something or check my emails. But I'll be here, like, scribbling little doodles or whatever. But you just take all the time you need. And every now and then I'll just give them those little hypnotic encouragements of, yeah, that's right. Yeah, let it go. Yeah, you're doing really well. Just so they know that I'm here, but they know they have time. Right.
Okay, so that is education, rapport, and this was the third part?
Yeah, and then
that's
what I class as a hidden superpower is reducing or getting rid of any resistance. because this is where most sessions, I think, quietly fall apart.
Yeah.
And it doesn't show up as I refuse to be hypnotized. I think it's more, am I doing this right? Or I can't quite picture what they're describing, or what did they mean by that? Or I don't feel anything. We've all had sessions where we've all had sessions where they've opened their eyes and go, well, I don't know if I was hypnotized because I didn't feel like. So it's resistance of just a misunderstanding in disguise. And I think by the time client session, they should know that this will work. Right? Or I'm curious how this is going to work for me. And one thing I always ask every client before I start with the actual induction, I just say, in a moment, we're going to start the hypnosis. But before we do, what questions do you have? And that sentence is built up. In a moment, we're going to start the hypnosis. But before we do, what questions do you have? So in a moment, it sets an expectation. It creates an anticipation. And that time frame. In a moment, we are going to start hypnosis. That sets the intention of what will happen. And it's like, we are going to start hypnosis. Not I, not you. It's a collaborative process. So we are going to start hypnosis. And before we do, that becomes a statement of fact. It's primed. What questions do you have? It implies there's a question and allows them to ask it. And by saying, what questions do you have, implies I have a question. Or if you say, do you have any questions? It's so easy for us to go, no, it's all right. By saying what questions, because unanswered questions will be treated by the subconscious as an objection. And if they do ask a question, I'll answer it. And because I'm working with my belief system, that answer comes from here. It doesn't come from a book. It doesn't come from anything I was taught. It comes from here. So even if I've never been asked it before, I will probably have the answer. I haven't once yet not had the answer. But once they answer, I ask that question, I'll just say again, so what other questions do you have?
What are common questions you get?
Yeah. Oh.
Which other questions do you get?
Sorry, you cut out there, I didn't. So I get asked, oh, how long will this take? And that's probably the most common one. How long will this take? And I said, it doesn't matter. Some people, 10 minutes, other people, 2 hours. It doesn't matter. The time is yours. I have no one else booked in, even if I have no one else. You have as long as you need. And I have ways of dealing with it if they go on far too long. But again, I'll let them get on with it. And if someone else turns up, I see them in another room. I'm lucky I can do that. Right. However, that's probably the main one. And what if it doesn't work? Is another one. And I just say, well, I want you to imagine now that this session is over. And maybe a week, a month, a year from now, you're clear of everything, whatever you came in here for. What would you have had to have done in this session now for that to happen? And that puts you into that hypnotic state straight away. It gives the signals to the subconscious to actually try and come up with the answers and make those changes. And I say to them, don't tell me, just think about it. Just give you a couple of minutes to think about it.
And as you think about it, just take a deep breath in.
Yeah. And then and please, 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 especially those who have not been doing this too long, don't get hung up on inductions, on having to do the inductions. Anything can be an induction. I have a spot on my wall and I just tell them to look at that spot. But anything can be done, anything can be used as an induction, because the induction is just that piece of theatre to say this is starting. But that's probably the only one that comes is one, the how long does it take, and the other, what if it doesn't work? If they say, what if it doesn't work? I'll just say, I want you to imagine this session is over and a week, a month, a year from now, you're free of whatever it is you came in here for. What would we have had to have done in this session now to help facilitate that? And just imagine that now.
Yeah.
And just let them think about it quietly. Because they'll then start to think of answers. They'll think of what they need to do.
Mm-hmm.
But hopefully, before that, if you've done your pre-talk right, that question won't come up, because
Okay.
they're going to be champing at the bit, ready to go.
Okay, so we are ready to go. So this is the end of the pre-talk. After
So
that,
there's a few words.
mm-hmm.
Words are incredibly powerful. That's all we've got. Always be positive in the way you speak to them.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of saying some people struggle to relax, say most people find relaxation comes naturally once they begin.
Mm-hmm.
It creates everything. Use in a moment a lot, because that really does create an anticipation.
Mm-hmm.
It creates an expectation. When you talk to them, use the word hypnosis or hypnotherapy if you use hypnotherapy, but use the word hypnosis a lot, because that just primes the mind that hypnosis is coming.
Mm-hmm.
And only ever use the word try at the end of a session. Don't use try at the beginning, because try allows them to fail.
Try and find that feeling back.
Yeah, you can try at the end of the session, because at the end of the session you want them to fail. You want them to not be able to find that feeling.
Mm-hmm.
But never use it at the beginning of a session.
Right.
Never use it in the pre-talk.
Yeah. So these are the parts. So let's go through that again. Education, rapport, and reducing resistance, and in you go.
Yeah, it's let them make sure they're safety. So you've got the safety. Mm-hmm. You've got the letting know how it is. So the education and safety. You're installing the belief system, the building rapport. You're actually getting them to join in with you and come in. You're setting the frame of how long is it going to take? What if it doesn't work? Guide them towards what will change when it does work. Mm-hmm. Shifting the focus from problem to outcome, doubt to possibility, fear to anticipation. Then that encouraging the active participation, which I think is majorly important. Mm-hmm. Some people don't, which is fine. But the way I work, it's giving them a role in their own change. It's giving them control over what's happening. I think most of it, especially those with anxiety, they feel out of control.
Yeah.
Even those with eating, with smoke, I can't stop smoking, I have to smoke. They have no control over it. By giving them a role in that change, it's giving them control. And then just that last bit of reducing the resistance, that is, I think, the hidden superpower. That is, when we can do that, that's great. And then just using that positive language, the positive tones, without kind of being glib, but yes, of course it's going to work. You're part of this. You want it to work, so you can make it work. So I think that will bring these 4-session people down to 2-session. I don't believe in 1-session wonders. I'd never book people for one person. The only reason why is a lot of people I have sorted in 1 session, but I always book the 2nd session just to check my work and to make sure. So the idea of rapid change, and I use rapid change hypnosis in my name, and we've all probably seen it. That client with a long-standing issue that leaves transformed. Was it luck? Maybe. Was it technique? Maybe. Was it your pre-talk? Definitely.
Mm-hmm. Great.
Absolutely, definitely.
So the advantages of having a pre-talk like that is defining the pre-talk as something you start in your social media and on your website.
Yes.
That is, you qualify your clients to yourself. You make sure they match and they already start believing that you can help them. And you are, so you are attracting the right clients.
Yeah.
And then you make sure that they can change.
Yeah. And basically, they have that belief.
Good. Okay. And what, yeah?
Go on. No, go on.
So there's another question now. What annoys you the most about what people say about pre-talks?
I just don't think people, from what I've seen, I don't think they realize a lot of the time how powerful the pre-talk will be. Mm-hmm. And my main thing, I've said a few times, hypnosis is a belief system. I'm bringing you into my world. I don't do hypnosis. I perform it. It's a play, it's a show, and you are part of it. It's immersive theatre. Come into my world, be an actor on the stage with me, and let's see what change we can make.
Mm-hmm.
And just a couple of little things that I want people to think about is what we do. Hypnosis actually is really simple if you break it down to its core parts. So stop over explaining. Just focus on the clarity and not the volume of it, not how much it is. Just focus on the clarity of what you do. Don't give a shit about what anyone else does. It's what you do, because then you'll attract those people that you want. Use outcome language early. So plant success from the start.
Mm-hmm.
Normalize any concerns to reduce their anxiety, and just set expectations clearly. Be human. Just be human. Yeah? Be curious and be human. Treat the pre-talk as part of your therapy, not a prelude to it.
Okay. So in a very practical, down-to-earth manner, how do we do that? I mean, okay, let's imagine I'm a newbie hypnotherapist who works with anxiety, or if any of you in the audience have an example or would like to know.
If anyone's got a problem, anyone wants a little bit of a pointer from gobby old me.
But in the meantime, let me imagine. Okay, let us imagine I'm okay. I would specialize in anxiety, and I work with 6-step reframes and control rooms most of the time. Just a standard session,
Right.
and those are my two tools. And I don't even know. And very NLP.
So if you don't know, how's a client?
I don't. Well, I don't. I'm just making something up.
Right. Okay. Right. Yeah. I mean, okay, so you work with anxiety. What do people with anxiety want?
Calm, control.
Okay. So you start off with asking that question. Anxious, would you like to take back control of your anxiety?
Mm-hmm.
There is a really good thing. It's called Answer the Public.
Mm-hmm.
Make a note of it. Go on it. It basically gives you all the results that all the things that people search for in Google. So, if you type in hypnosis for anxiety, it will give you all the things that people ask. Answer those questions on your website. Take that question, use that question as a header, and then answer that question, because that's the thing that people ask.
So that's how you get people to your website.
So that's how you get people to the website. Then answer those questions and answer them honestly. Right. So you treat anxiety with a 6-step reframe and a control room. Great. How many clients?
Or a control
right, okay. and a control room and doing inner child work, and we'll go and do some past life regression and this, that, and that.
We could do that too, yeah. Whichever
How
one.
many clients would understand that?
Yeah.
Probably none, so don't put it out there. They don't want to know how you're going to change them. They're going to want to know that you can change them.
No, you mentioned, because I'm just asking, just put that, because you were talking about the onion and letting them,
so that's
leaving them in silence for long. I mean, I know which technique that is.
Yeah.
So I don't know whether you want to say it or not. Up to you. Of course I do.
What, the onion?
Not the onion, but the long stretches of silence.
That's Carl Smith's.
Yeah.
Carl Smith uses a pressure cooker. Absolutely love it, because when the client's sitting in front of me, and we can do the left brain, right brain, emotional, blah, 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 this, that, and the other, which we should be doing because we work with emotions. We want to detach emotions to whatever they're stuck to. So as a little demo on that, I have my cute little teddy bear here.
There is.
Right. How much do you think this teddy bear's worth? Answers on a postcard or in the chat room.
£589.
Sold. No. Right. But what I say to my clients is like, how much is this worth? £5, £10, right? It's going to cost you a lot more than that to get for me to sell it. Why? Because it was given to me by a loved one many years ago, and it has that emotion attached. When I see this teddy bear, I don't see the teddy bear. I see the grandmother that gave it to me when I was a wee little thingy, whatever I was before I grew into a human. So it has that emotion to it. Now, luckily, that's a good emotion. That's a nice emotion. But what if that was a really bad shit emotion? What I'm going to do in hypnotherapy is remove the emotion, get rid of it. The memory remains. So you're not going to forget about that thing that happened, but the emotion that's attached to it will be pulled away, boom, gone. It's a visual thing that people can understand. That's why I think props are lovely. If I'm ever going to do any timeline work, if I'm ever going to, I've got some Russian dolls. I was like, we're just going to pop back to that one there, where people get it, they understand it when it's visual like that.
Yeah.
A lot of people have the expandables to explain what the amygdala is. We do the left brain, right brain, all that stuff. We can explain that while a client's sitting here.
Yeah.
Because they're already, as far as I'm concerned, when they walk through my door, they're already hypnotized. They're already in that hypnotic state of, I'm going to change. And I'm just giving them. So when I say, life's like a pressure cooker, the shit builds up, it goes down. And we see people at the top when they're like, and everyone sits there go, yeah, that's me. Great. We're just going to let that pressure cooker, we're going to let that pressure valve off. And all that shit's going to come out.
Yeah.
And so when they're like, and they say, that's right, just let it go now. And you'll see the head go, and it all comes out. And then when I let them go deeper, who knows if there's depth of hypnosis? People say yes, people say no. I honestly don't care. It's a metaphor. Go on, peel back that onion, peel that shit off, and get the rest of the shit. That then, the reason I use the onion is it gives people permission to cry. Like I said before, I've had people who've pulled themselves out, like, oh God, I was going to cry. That's what the tissue's there for, cry. I'm not happy until they're bawling their eyes out. I'm a sadist, but no, I like to, because it's letting it go. And we all know that metaphor of peeling back the onion to get to the bit in the middle. It's just a metaphor that I use. And so I would explain that just before we start the hypnosis. So when I say to it, they go, oh yeah, I know what to do then. I'm priming the subconscious to follow the instructions without it having to think or go back to the conscious part going, what's he mean? I don't know. Given the directions already.
So, okay. So to go to the example of 6-step reframe, which is parts basically, would you explain, okay, you've got several parts that are running your brain, your thinking, and there's one part that wants you to keep you safe. There's one part that blah, blah, blah. Just wondering.
If I'm going to do that, but that's very, very rarely does. Sometimes if it's smoking, then yes. Because smoking, I think, is parts. If it's weight loss, yes. Everything else, no.
Okay. Yeah.
Because I don't really do parts with anything else. Even with fears.
Yeah.
Because it's just emotions, letting those emotions go. And there was that emotion attached to something originally. And so if they do come back for a second one, and maybe we need to do that parts work, then parts work will happen in the second time.
Okay.
But smoking really is the only time that I use parts. Smoking and weight loss, they're the only time really that I use parts. But they'll still get the emotional detox part first. Thanks, Carl.
Obviously. Okay. I have no more questions because we've gone through them all and you've explained everything already. What else do we need to say that you haven't said yet?
I would just say, don't leave anything to chance. If you're whatever you're going to do, let them know what's happening. With me, it's like I'm performing a magic trick in the fact that I know all the steps. So I'm going to tell you all the steps so you can follow along. But somewhere along the line, there's going to be that little trickery that gets it all to work. So don't be scared to tell them what you're going to do. Let them know. So if we go back to where we started, oh God, nearly an hour ago now. God, I can talk.
You can.
Yeah. It's all about that moment before the session begins. The conversation, the connection, that subtle shift in belief. This is where the change begins. Because it's not just preparing them, it's giving them permission. It's giving them permission to let go. It's giving them permission to trust, permission to engage, permission to change. Because it won't just improve your sessions, it will transform them. And that pre-talk starts from the second they find your website, social media, advert, YouTube, whatever. So make sure everything that you post is congruent with what you do. Derek likes the word congruent. He'll explain it. I don't know. I just copied it off him once. Have a hero story. Why you specialize in what you do, if you do specialize, or why you became a hypnotist. Make everything that post make sense to what you do, because you're selling yourself. And the actual hypnosis bit is the end of the process. It's not the start. From the moment they click on that link, hypnosis has already started. Build that belief, build that expectation, build that trust. And do that with your online presence. And just be yourself, be engaging. That's all I can really say. Just
right. Yeah. One more question. What do you do when you find that you can't work with a client because they are resistant, or, you know, they somehow slipped through the cracks? And there they are sitting in your session and you're halfway through the pre-talk and you notice, oh God, there's too much happening.
Normally it's just, and then I'm going to credit this to Carl Smith because it's a good one, but it's a very good technique of become a little bit disinterested, become a little bit detached. Right? I haven't got a clipboard, but get a bit of clipboard, get a bit of paper, and then just go, are you ready to change? And in that instant, you're going to get the answer.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're either going, oh, yeah, or they're going, and the second they think about it, they're not ready.
And what do you do when they're not ready?
I have no problem saying, do yourself a favor, don't waste your time. Give me a call when you are ready and come back.
Mm-hmm.
Just go.
There's some good advice for new hypnotherapists.
Just let you can't, and again, you can't help everyone. You can't help everyone.
So, oh yeah, that's something we still need to talk about. We did discuss that before we started recording. This is, so there might be a question like, but you know, I'm starting right now. I need every client I can get.
Okay. No, you need every client you can help. There are thousands and thousands and thousands of people out there. You are not going to be able to get help. Get over it, because there's enough out there that you can. If we take the average hypnotherapist, would book him a client for 4 sessions. Now, say you do 4 sessions a day. Some will take long, some will take less. But say you book people in for 4 sessions,
Mm-hmm.
and you see 5 people a day, which is a hell of a workload to try and get that in. Over the course of a year, if you work 5 days a week, I've done the maths, so don't have to work it out. Over the course of a year, if you see 5 clients a day, was it 4 clients a day? Was it 4? Yeah, 4 clients a day. No, 5 clients a day, and you see them 4 times each. You are going to see about 250 people a year. That's if you're absolutely flat out. Right. So in 10 years, you can see 2,500 people. That's if you're absolutely flat out. I've done the maths, it works.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot more than 2,500 people out there that need your help. So just just find those ones that you can help, because they're the ones that are going to recommend. They're the ones that are going to come back when they have other problems. Derek, stop doing the maths. It does work. Look at your face.
I can see Derek calculating and doing the maths.
It does work, yeah. And that's if you only take 2 weeks a year off, and a lot of us are going to take more than that. So, and finding the clients that you can help means you can help them a lot quicker, because if they believe in you, if they walk through that door going, this guy's going to fix me, most of your work is done. Most of your work is done. And we're not looking to fix people for life. We're looking to relieve them of the problem they have now and get them ready for the next bag of shit that's going to hit them in the face in the next week or month or year, whenever it is. That's all we can do, is prepare them for what's coming next.
Bag of
Wouldn't explain it to a client quite like that, but we are.
No swearing on this podcast. No, never mind.
Gosh.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Graeme, for telling us all about the pre-talk. And if anyone has any questions, let us know now, because we are about to end this session. And yeah, normally I reserve this spot for, you know, the guest selling their stuff, but Graeme doesn't have anything to sell. He's just here to sell his to give away his knowledge freely.
And when I've actually I'm actually going to put this together as a little booklet. It's not going to be big enough to be a book, and it's going to be a giveaway, so anyone can just.
So in the future, you can check out Graeme's website probably for that, or his social media. We will put links into the show notes. Then you are also going to be at the UK Hypnosis Conference, which hereby I plug. It's happening in November.
I'm presenting a big version of this with PowerPoint slides and interaction and everything.
Yay, slides.
We all love PowerPoint, don't we? There it was at my first one when I think I said, oh, after 3 slides, and just did what I was doing because I can't stand PowerPoint. If anyone is interested in breath work, I am going to start to be running some breath work for therapists online training, and coupling that with the rapid change hypnosis method, which is going to be coming out later this year, which includes all of this stuff in it as well. So come train with me and be able to fix people much quicker.
Right, great. So if you're watching this at the end of 2026 or later, Graeme, and not putting pressure on you, has this training ready on his website, or is planning to have it ready.
No, it's all going to be done by then. So it's all being paced out to come out.
Wonderful. You don't have any kids, do you? You know when stuff is going to be ready. Okay.
You can get good money for them on eBay, apparently, but you have to sell them as parts.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, no, I can't do that yet. But okay, so I will be seeing you live at the UK Hypnosis Conference in November in London, Heathrow. Yeah. I think Derek's going to be there, and lots of other people are going to be there as well. Yay, great.
10 a.m. Friday morning in Blackfriars room. I'll be there.
You're in Blackfriars. I don't know when I'm on yet, but I'll see, because I'm speaking too. Yeah. And thanks everybody for joining, and thank you too. And
if anyone wants to just message me privately, just add me on Facebook, send us a message, and I can go through what you do and help you build something.
Great. I will be tagging you if I can. Yeah, I'll be tagging you on Facebook anyway. But YouTube, if you have a channel, I'll invite you as a collaborator.
At Rapid Change Hypnosis on YouTube.
Send me your details.
I'll get the plug in here because it's still recording. Don't forget to like and subscribe down below.
Next session is the Future Visioning Mind Explorations has turned 1,000 members. We've reached 1,000 members, so we're celebrating. I'm doing a Future Visioning session, and this is this Friday, so the 20th. 22nd? Yes, 22nd, 6 p.m. UK. I hope I have this replay up in time to have you there. And see you all soon. Next session is going to be coming up soon in the Facebook group as well. Mind Explorations, Hypnotherapy, and NLP on Facebook. So, loved seeing you. And bye-bye, Graeme. Thanks so much, everyone, as well, for attending. Bye-bye.